Hey, Proverbs 31 friends and blog world friends. As I get to the end of the year, I really think about ministry and my calling and what God has done in this past year and what exciting things and what is He calling me to in the new year. And this year, as the year ends, and I look back at my role and my love for Proverbs 31 Ministries, I just wanted to share a little bit with you about some amazing stories that have come in all the years that I've been at Proverbs 31. Because for the first few years that I was there, I wasn't on the speaker team. I was an employee and I worked with Renee Swope in the speaking department and did all the thing. I was her assistant. And part of that job was answering the telephone. And I can remember being in the office and listening to those of us, different times. We would take turns, sometimes answering the phone. And no matter what anyone was doing, no matter how busy they were, they would always take time to pray with people. And we get people calling for prayer all throughout the day. And that is something that people a lot of times can't find someone to pray with and for them. And that is one of the beautiful parts of our ministry. And I can remember specifically one time praying for a woman's marriage and praying for healing and wholeness and restoration and reconciliation, and learning later through an email that God had brought healing and reconciliation to her marriage. And it wasn't anything that Proverbs 31 did per se. It was equipping her with the Word of God and teaching her how to pray the Word of God for herself, for her marriage, and saying some tough things about what it is as a godly wife, and that if she would honor those things in her marriage situation, those truths and principles put into practice along with prayer worked and restored her marriage. And then I joined the speaker team, and I remember writing a devotional, one particular devotional that went out, and got a call immediately in the morning when it went out from our office. This was several years ago, that there was a young woman who was ready to take her life. And reading that devotional that day stopped her from making that decision. And she received prayers and not professional counseling by any means, but just the love of someone on the other end of the phone at Proverbs 31 that continued to encourage her and sent her a resource that saved her life that day. And I want you to know that every one of us who writes our devotionals, we write them prayerfully, and Proverbs 31 prays over the schedule and what days we schedule what. Everything is ordained by the hand of God that is done through this ministry because it is so prayerfully covered. And so as the year ends and you receive so many pleas via the mail, phone, internet, letters, I know you have so many places where you can make a donation. And we ask you to consider and prayerfully consider Proverbs 31, because it doesn't matter if you give us $1, $5, $50, $100, or $1,000. Every gift, and I know it sounds so trite to say, but every single gift matters. I know when I go to speaking events, I will open an envelope that had $2 in it, and it means just as much to me as the envelope that might have had a $250 check in it, because I know each woman gave from what they had because God gave them something of value to their life because of what was done through Proverbs 31 Ministries. So there are links on my blog today to help you make a donation, and I would love for you to leave a comment on my blog today and just share maybe a great story about how Proverbs 31 has touched your life. And I will choose two names to give a $50 gift certificate, two $50 gift certificates, one for one person and one for another, because I really want to hear your stories. They bless us, they keep us persevering during sometimes really hard, really dry times. We do what we do because of women like you. So I hope that you will prayerfully consider making a gift to our ministry today in any amount. We greatly appreciate it. We love you, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Merry Christmas, and have a blessed and joyous new year.